On Monday, Ethiopians voted in a twice-postponed legislative election that was the first since Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed took power in 2018. Large parts of the country have yet to cast their ballots due to regional instability and ongoing conflicts. Nevertheless, Ahmed's Prosperity Party is well positioned for a majority, facing minimal opposition after reports of crackdown against political rivals. In response, the leaders of several ethnically based opposition parties have urged an election boycott, which could lead to their refusal to acknowledge results that will likely favor Ahmed's ruling party. The election comes as a 7-month-long violent conflict continues to infest the northern region of Tigray, home to 6 million people. Last November saw Ahmed deploy air and ground troops after the regional government led by the TPLF seized federal military bases. Since then, armed conflict has persisted in Tigray, with over 350,000 people living in famine conditions.
The US has sanctioned government officials for human rights violations. But the election's unlikely to bring change. Abiy, who's led his country into a bloody civil war, seems destined to win.
With a vote that is largely viewed as a farce by international election monitors, the results are likely to prolong the divisive rule of Abiy Ahmed and further inflame the humanitarian crisis in the north. Thursday saw demonstrations take place in Thailand, marking the 89th anniversary of the end of an absolutist monarchy in the Southeast Asian nation. Frustrated by an ailing economy and vaccine shortfalls, youth-led protests called for wide-ranging reforms that would democratize the political process by giving more power to elected officials and opposition parties in hopes of removing the military-appointed Senate that backs the rule of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. After seizing power in a 2014 coup, the military rewrote the constitution and circumvented civilian opposition by appointing members of parliament loyal to the military who maintain a ruling coalition through their proxy Palang Pracharath party and support Prayut's hold on power, a former military general himself. With several pro-democracy leaders already having been jailed, and Prayut's government enjoying the support of the military establishment and the Thai monarchy, protesters are unlikely to have demands met anytime soon. Even worse, a similar situation in nearby Myanmar could develop, with increased demonstrations eliciting more violent crackdowns against protesters by government forces citing COVID-19 restrictions on public gatherings. US President Joe Biden met with his Afghan counterpart Ashraf Ghani at the White House on Friday. With the planned withdrawal of all American troops from Afghanistan on September 11, 2021, concern has risen over the capability of the Afghan government to defend against an emboldened Taliban insurgency. Although Biden assured his support for Ghani, US intelligence reports estimate that the Taliban could retake the country after only 6 months after troops are gone. Having ravaged the northern part of the country this past week, Taliban fighters have quickly advanced their territorial holdings since Biden announced the US withdrawal, including a crucial choke point in the Tajikistan border crossing. Government forces battled the Taliban in Kunduz province on Wednesday, with fighting damaging key infrastructure, causing an electrical blackout in the capital city of Kabul. Ultimately, the Taliban overwhelmed the Afghan military, seizing stockpiles of munitions and vehicles after a government retreat. In the long term, Biden's promise to protect Afghanistan could see a reversal of the US withdrawal in an effort to prevent a complete Taliban takeover.